The Dallas Mavericks, led by Luka Doncic, have been the surprise package of the 2022 NBA playoffs. Not everyone was convinced they'd win in the first round versus the Jazz, never mind in the second round versus the best team in the league in the Phoenix Suns, as they embarrassed them in Game 7 on their own court and made it to the Western Conference Finals. The Mavs have surpassed all expectations with their 5-out NBA 2K My Team style offense, as Jason Kidd has maximized every inch of his roster. The Mavericks' spread scoring has been a huge benefit, but Luka is obviously their best player, who scores a lot, with multiple 40-point games these playoffs. But these 40-point games rarely translate to wins, and haven't in his whole playoff career as a whole. With that being said, why does Luka Doncic's scoring dominance not lead to winning basketball as much as expected? Throughout Luka's young career, he's had the ball in his hands a lot. He's the Mavs' best player though, shouldn't he? Often he's got the ball himself for 18 to 19 seconds or entire shot clocks. Luka is by no means a ball hog. He's a terrific passer and averages 8 assists a game throughout his playoff career. But because he has the ball so much, he will of course score a ton because he's so gifted and has multiple 40-point games in the playoffs. Strangely enough, in his 9 playoff 40-point games, he's won 2 games and now lost 7 and has gone 0 of 3 in 40-point games these playoffs. It seems Luka's ridiculous scoring breakouts don't provide wins as often as they could or should for the Mavs. Why is that? From my expert basketball analysis, what has brought the Mavs success is the emergence of the others. Dinwiddie, Brunson, and Kleber especially. They've really brought a lift to Luka that's been valuable, and that's been evident in the games that they win. In Game 7s versus the Suns, the ball was moving fluidly and everyone was getting in on the scoring action. This is when the Mavs are at their best. When Luka has the ball in his hands all the time, the offense can get stagnant, and it may end up in a ton of points for Luka, but not for successful playoff basketball all the time. Luka's ball dominance is something that's been criticized by many in the basketball sphere, and looking at the stats, it makes sense. In all 40-point games these playoffs, he loses, so he's got to stop being so ball dominant. But it's not as simple as that. In Game 3 versus the Warriors, the Mavs couldn't score even if the net was 5 feet tall. The ball was moving pretty well and they were getting open looks that they'd love to have any other night. Corner threes, wide open threes from everywhere, but they couldn't hit anything. This is when Luka recognized in the second half he needed to do the scoring if they wanted any chance of winning, but it just wasn't their night. In other situations in these 40-point games, it's a situation of which came first, the chicken or the egg. Do the Mavs lose because Luka is so ball dominant from the start and doesn't get his teammates involved? Or is Luka so aggressive looking to score because the others just can't buy a bucket? I think it's a bit of both. Luka sometimes is a bit too ball dominant, and this stagnates the offense. He'll get his numbers, but their offense just won't flow properly when others don't get the touches. This in combination with the fact that some nights the Mavs role players can't get their offense going, so Luka has to take things into his own hands. Realistically, the Mavs roster is not a conference finals one, and it's mesmerizing how Jason Kidd and that group have gone this far. But if they want anywhere near the same success next season, they're going to have to make a move for someone who can keep the ball in his hands to take the pressure off Luka. For Luka to take the next step, he'll need to become comfortable playing off ball like the best superstars can. This is why now I respect what Ja did in the first round so much. The Timberwolves were throwing doubles and triple teams at him, so it wasn't best for him to force the issue, and he decided he'd trust in his team by providing them the best looks as possible. As a superstar, it can be tough taking a back seat and letting others have more of the scoring role, but in the end, if they send the whole starting 5 and bench at you, it'll be pretty tough to score. If Doncic can play off ball, it'll provide him rest on offense and will help the team collectively if they have someone who can be on ball in the meantime. Choosing when to score and when to get your teammates involved is one of the hardest skills for a young superstar to acquire, and it'll take time. Some never can figure it out. Luka Doncic is a fantastic player and will be one of the greats for many years to come. But if he wants playoff success, advancing his off-ball game will be a necessity for a championship to come to fruition. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and as always, stay rested. See you in the next one.